Hey, what's up? My name's Kyla. Welcome to my channel. This is my weekly stock market update. If you've been following my channel for a little bit, this is normally posted on the weekends, but today it's posted on Monday. And the reason for that is because I'm changing the structure of the weekly market updates. So normally the weekly market update is looking back on the week and saying, oh, what happened and what did we learn? And I was talking to somebody and it was like, well, what if instead you talked about the week ahead as well? What if you did things that were forward-looking? This is my forward-looking version of the weekly market update. This will now be posted on Mondays. If you're not subscribed to my Substack, you should be. I'll post the text version of the weekly market update there, and then the YouTube version is that with some narration from me. So yes. I will begin by talking about what happened in the stock market last week and just some of the stuff that we can look out for in the week ahead. The market this week was pretty red. We saw a big sell-off in equities, a big sell-off in crypto. Basically, everybody was just having a bad time. There has been pretty much a dry up of speculative flows, and that's what we're seeing in both the crypto market and equities market. People are just peacing out, saying bye. Stuff doesn't always go up. And when it goes down, it hurts. It hurts bad. So I think that's what a lot of people are realizing and sort of backing out of the market because of that. We are still seeing quite the bid into value stocks. A lot of people are just sort of getting away from the high-flying tech growth stock companies, which makes sense. I think a lot of people are really worried about inflation. And crypto, crypto is selling off. I'll do a longer part on crypto, but Bitcoin is down 11% over the past 24 hours, 27% over the past 7 days. But yeah, crypto is still free falling. So, yikes. Equity market movers for the week. Snapchat's doing some really cool stuff. I think that they're actually going to start to compete with Facebook and Apple in terms of AR, VR, and I'm really excited about that. And I think this will be the beginning of the evolution of social networks. So like Facebook, who wants to be a computing platform, not just a social network, I could see Snap moving in that direction too. I think a lot of people sleep on Snap. They're like, Snap's lame, Snap's dumb. But actually, I'm super psyched. So I have a position. I'm excited for them. And I'm like, if you've read any of my stuff, you'll know that I'm pretty bullish on the metaverse and really everything of like this next iteration of the internet. AMC had a little bit of a short squeeze. Let's see what that stock ended the day at. So it's at $12. But when it first started getting squeezed, it was right around $9. But yeah, just it's so interesting to me how, and this is like more perspective, I suppose, but it's so interesting to me like how people think that, retail traders are manipulating the market. I have news for you. Institutions are watching. Sure, like gamma squeezes, right? Like if you have enough people buying calls, like you're going to see a gamma squeeze. But institutions are smart, institutions are good at what they do, and they capitalize on opportunities, and that is a lot of what we see. So retail had earnings last week. Walmart, Home Depot, Macy's all had really good Q1s. Home Depot still catching that lumber bid, which is great. A lot of people renovating, a lot of people rebuilding their homes, buying new homes, building decks, the American dream. Somebody posted a really interesting, the best stocks in the S&P 500 year to date image, and I was surprised. So Nucor is number one. Nucor is a steel company, so that really gets into, sort of this precious metal demand. L Brands is number two, so never bet against luxury. Like that's the lesson there, never bet against luxury. Marathon Oil's number three. Oh, as much as I hate to say it, never bet against oil. Okay, so fun fact, I don't drive, I bike everywhere. I try not to drive, I don't really like cars, I bike. And it pains me to see oil companies doing okay. I get it. I don't know any personally, but I get it. I wish that they wouldn't. Gap's number 4, which I thought was funny, or they're doing something with Kanye West. Interesting. And I guess they own Athleta, like they own a couple of like really good brands. So they began the year at $19, currently trading around 32. So definitely like a dark horse company. Gap reports earnings next week too, so that'll be interesting. Like, let's see what they're saying then. We also have a couple more retailers, so we have Nordstrom, Urban Outfitters, Ulta. So kind of like this sort of this reopening demand. I was at a mall on Saturday. I was at a mall. There was a ton of people. Like the line in Zara was literally just wrapped around the store. So people are this is part of the reopening demand dynamic, I think. So people are going there, they're purchasing their stuff, they're going out. Freaking restaurant spending is up 84% year over year, but 13% over the past 2 years. So people are going to the restaurants, they're spending on new clothes, so everything right now, right? Like everything right now is goods, but we're soon going to see spending into services, which will be really interesting. We also have a lot of technology companies next week, including NVIDIA, Snowflake, Workday, and Salesforce. And then on the rest of that list, that was kind of like a 2-for-1 on earnings next week, as well as top performers so far. We have a couple more oil companies and then some financials as we see that bid to value. And on the economic data side, we have consumer confidence and new home sales data. Existing home prices are up 20% year over year. Existing home sales were flat. So we're starting to see a little bit of compression in the housing market, which is interesting. CITI US Economic Surprise Index went negative for the first time, which is interesting. So basically we're just seeing a bunch of bad data. Yay. And the reasons that we're seeing some weakness in equity markets, and this will be something to watch out looking forward, is like everybody's talking about inflation. My most recent video was kind of talking about the narrative inflation. So the narrative of inflation, so the power of words in the public mind. A lot of people are talking about it. Like Fox News mentions it a lot. All the news networks mention it a lot. I mention it a lot in my TikToks. So I'm part of the problem. The more that we talk about it, I have this inflation perpetuation cycle. So inflation worries, supply chains are squeezed, commodity prices increase, demand for commodities as the hedge increases, yields rise, stocks get spooked, and that just sort of creates this endless loop of being afraid. The Fed is talking about CBDCs. After saying that they virtually had no interest, they've changed their tune a lot. They're going to have a white paper coming out this summer. They also plan to be a leader in establishing the standards for CBDCs, which will be interesting. Talk about crypto. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. So it's in free fall. It's doing really not great. Yep. The question is what's happening in crypto. Why is this happening? And Frank from The Block posted, there's a lot of bearish activity in derivatives. Red posted that was talking about Bitcoin option skew being bearish, so the tail wags the dog, right? So Bitcoin spot prices drifted lower, and basically that means that traders were bearish. And China anxieties, so China is just cracking down on crypto, and that's concerning because there's a lot of mining activity going on in China. There's also low liquidity, so a lot of people are pulling out of the market. Not a lot of people are interested in entering the market, so you can't, if they the dynamics of buy and sell, right? Like you have to have somebody on the other side of your trade. And if you don't have that, you can't make a trade. So low liquidity is going to sort of compound that issue. And also none of the exchanges were doing a great job at doing their job. So a lot of them were frozen and wouldn't let people sell. And that's not great. And so Frank continues how things can get worse. Balance sheet blowups, large corporations backing out, and the Chinese miner capitulation. So basically, things just implode. And what's good is there's a large supply of stablecoins, and that's sort of sitting on the sidelines, ready to be implemented, as well as VC money entering the space. So, as long as you have money to support that, to support crypto, hopefully things will continue forward. But yeah, it'll be interesting the next few weeks with crypto for sure. But yeah, bear markets happen. I think it has actual technological implications and implementations. And I'm gonna do a video kind of just explaining what crypto is. Because I think we've gotten a little lost in the sauce, I think. The crypto sell-off, you got the IRS coming in after crypto transfers more than 10K. Biden's doing a ton of work in the taxation space. So, there's just fiscal pressure, there's speculation pressure. Things are just kind of imploding from the inside. And I think it's important to remember, like, as much as we want to speculate and stuff, there's a lot of people in a lot of countries that are not as financially stable as the US using crypto as a means of money, right? So here's the thing from Bloomberg, a lot of unbanked places, 32% of people in Nigeria use crypto. This is not just about making money. This is about something that's a tool for people who need it, right? And I think we forget that because it's like, oh, I got, scam coin, cummies, all that stuff. Just remember that there's utility to some of the tokens. Some of the coins, some of the tokens, they have an application. I might be wrong. I admit I might be wrong, but I truly believe that there's application to cryptocurrencies and to crypto beyond what we currently see it as. So yeah, I'm bullish. We'll see. So next week, kind of hit on it a little bit. We have some big earnings. We have AutoZone. I think AutoZone is kind of cool. I really like those sorts of companies. We have Cracker Barrel on Tuesday, Old Country Store, Nordstrom. So a lot Urban Outfitters, a lot of the retailers, Dick's Sporting Goods on Wednesday, as well as NVIDIA, Workday, Snowflake, and a couple other tech cloud companies. I don't know. I was in San Diego this weekend for my first time, and there's a lot of people out and about. And the stock market's not the economy, but I think there's a lot of activity. I think there's going to be a lot of reopening demand. And then on Thursday, Best Buy. And then we also have the dollar stores. I did a piece on the dollar stores that I'll link below. It's a little bit old, but just kind of talking about how dollar stores really contribute to the food desert issue that we have in America, as well as are quite interesting business models. So I'll link that below. They're very profitable and they are monstrous. They're monsters. They just move with the speed of freaking light. So Gap has earnings on Thursday as well. Costco too. So let's see how the pandemic spend has shaken out. And then on Friday it's a little bit quieter. We got Big Lots. I've never been inside of one of those, but I see them everywhere. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, and I will see you all soon. And thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you liked it, you can also subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.